Welcome to the Unit 2 Shirt Construction. In this unit, you will learn about the basic elements of shirt, including shirt placket, pocket, collar, cuffs, and review the techniques involved in the assembling of a shirt. The module in this units are plackets, pockets, collars, cuffs, sleeve plackets, and assembly. By the end of this unit, students will be able to examine the main elements of men's shirt, discuss different types of plackets used in the men's shirt, review various types of pockets and method of its construction, review different types of collars used in the shirt and method of its construction, review different types of cuff in a shirt and its workmanship, review different type of sleeve plackets and its workmanship, and construct a shirt. So coming lesson, you are going to see about the plackets. Placket are used to make button and buttonholes. Normally the placket width will be 3 to 3.5 centimeter. You have two plackets, one is upper and another one is down. The top one is a buttonhole placket. You can see buttonhole. In the bottom you can find a button. So if you see the upper portion, that is a buttonhole placket, it is wider than the under placket. You can find difference of 0.5 centimeter. It is given purposely because after closing the button, the inner stitch should not visible outside. If you make both the placket even, there are a lot of chances of the inner stitch visible outside. So to avoid this, what they will do is reduce the inner placket 0.5 centimeter inside. So if the bigger placket is 3 centimeter, then bottom one will be 2.5 centimeter. So button placket should be 0.5 centimeter smaller than the upper placket. So you can see lot of design variations in the buttonhole placket, but inside the button placket will be normal, just fold and stitch, because it is not visible outside. So all the design features given on the top of the placket, that is buttonhole placket. So I am going to show you some variation in the buttonhole placket, but button plackets are same. There won't be much changes. So note that center front, in which the button and buttonhole attached. So that is called placket edge. Where the button and buttonhole placed, it is called center front, or you can call it buttonhole line, and the bottom one button line. You can notice that buttonhole is in the middle of the placket, but button, you can see there is more gap on the edge than inside. It is not in the middle. If you put it is in the middle of the placket, it will go wrong. So you just need to follow the center front line or button line. Both center front lines should match. So buttonhole will come in the middle of the placket, button won't be in the middle of the placket. It has to be attached in the center front line. There will be a 0.5 centimeter difference on the inside. Let's see how to make these plackets. First do a plan before cut the placket. Normally the slopers are made till center front and extension is based on your design. I just draw the center front line. Sometimes it is called it as button and buttonhole line. First you have to decide the placket width. Here I am taking 3 centimeter as a placket width. So that has to be distributed on both the side. So 1.5 centimeter on both the side. Marking 1.5 centimeter on both the side. So draw the placket edge. Inside draw the stitch line. Fold on the placket edge. Then you have to do the seam allowance at the inside. Normally the inside seam allowance will extended to the placket edge to make it uniform. Otherwise it will come till the middle and it will create an unevenness. The fold will happen there. And while folding, fold after 2 mm from the stitch line, because you are stitching on the top, you have to leave some extra on the bottom. So if the width is 3 centimeter, fold at 3.2 centimeter, so that while stitching on the top, bottom will be stitched. Then draw the fold line. Again you have to fold another 3 centimeter so that you will get a 3 layers of fabric. You can give only half an inch, but it will create unevenness, and while doing buttonhole also sometime fraying will come. So I am folding 3 times, marking another 3 centimeter. Fold the line. You can see that even if you stitch on the top, bottom you have excess 2 mm, so it won't run off. So once you complete this pattern and you match your sloper with the center front and extend this and add notches to the placket. So in this way you can make plackets according to the design. So you try with a different width, 3.5 centimeter width. If it is a ladies, you may reduce to 2.5 also sometime. Just turn and turn, and you need to make one stitch here to complete the placket edge. It is very simple placket, easier placket. It's called plain placket or normal placket. So in this will give you buttonhole placket. Then you have to make under placket, that is to make button. Leave some gap around 10 centimeter from the edge. So this will come on the left side and this button will come on the right side. Mark the center line first. So center front or button line. So your placket width is 3 centimeter. So you have to extend half of the placket width from the center, that is 1.5 centimeter. For 3 centimeter placket, mark 1.5 centimeter on the placket edge, and other side you have to reduce 0.5 centimeter. So mark 1 centimeter from here. Total will be 2.5 centimeter from center front, 1.5 centimeter this side and 1 centimeter to other side. Mark the same 1.5 here and 1 centimeter here. There you mark a stitch line. There you have placket edge. The placket width is 2.5 centimeter for the button. So again you extend 2.5 centimeter plus 2 mm extra, so 2.7 over there. Wherever you are doing hem or this kind of construction, add 2 mm extra. This also I am going to fold one more time fully. So mark another 2.5 centimeter. Then cut the edge. Make one notches at the center front, and wherever you fold, one at the placket edge, one at another fold. So 3 notches on the top, 3 notches at the bottom is compulsory. Mark center front and mark placket edge, that is the fold line. While stitching, first fold this, then fold this, and stitch at 2.5 centimeter. It has to catch the bottom one. So this will go on top and that will go on the bottom, and you can see that 0.5 centimeter different and both the center front lines are matching. So open that. So if you match it, you can see that different. The right side you can see around 1 centimeter less than the left side. So it's not a good idea use the same front for both left and right. If you are using, you have to reduce 1 centimeter on the right side. And next, to make the placket more stable, you can use interlining to this area. Check the distance in this 3 centimeter. Either you can cut the interlining or it's available ready made in a roll form and different width, example 3 centimeter like that. You can buy one and you can use it directly. Take the interlining, mark 3 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter for the button. First 3 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter. So check the fusing and it will go wrong side of the placket. Fuse it and fold so that the right side will look more neat. So this will go inside of the button placket, go like that. Then it will come one over another. Next we'll cut that on the muslin fabric. This is for trial. This is called muslin fabric. It's a raw fabric. It is not processed at all. It is cheaper compared to other materials. So this is easy to stitch. Beginners, you can use this fabric to practice it, and it is little cheaper. So it is called muslin fabric. So you can see there is a selvage over there, which is a thicker part on the edge of the fabric. That is called lengthwise grain. So you have to keep the pattern like that. There will be a grain line. So you can find a grain line like that with the arrow mark on top and bottom. That has to run parallel to the selvage. So that indicates in which direction you have to cut the pattern. It's always parallel to the selvage. This is not actual front, but for demo purpose I am showing a small part of the placket. So in the latest modules I am showing you one full shirt. There you can see the full size placket. This is to give an idea. You have to mark with tailor chalk or water erasable pencil. I am using sketch pen to make it more visible for the demonstration. Don't use the sketch in the garments. Mark the notches. Mark all the corners, notches, and cut both button and buttonhole placket. Next, place the interlining and fuse it. Fusing, you have to do it on the wrong side of the fabric. So you can see that this is a non-woven fusing. One side you can see some glittering glue. It has a gum that has to go down Match the notches. Cut the interlining. Buttonhole side use 3 cm interlining. Button side use 2.5 cm interlining. So decide your right and wrong side. In this fabric there is no right and wrong side, but for demonstration purpose I am giving this. This interlining has to go on the wrong side. That is a placket edge, and match it placket edge to placket edge, and make sure that gums goes inside. Keep the glue side to the bottom and apply the heat to stick it. Only heat, pressure and time is enough. Don't apply the steam. For the production you have a fusing machine. In this you can insert directly, and the time, pressure and heat can be set in that machine. Take the buttonhole placket and turn it on the wrong side. Match it to the placket edge and press it. Now the interlining has been done. Then you have to fold the placket edge by matching the notches together. Fold on the notches and iron it. And you can find the notches on the fold line. Fold on that and press it again. First fold one and fold again 2 times. And a press. So this is for button placket, and do the same thing for the buttonhole placket. Fold on the notch, 1 fold, and fold the placket edge. and press. Now you can move on to the sewing machine for the stitching. Now we are on the machine. We need to make a stitch on this area, but if you're using this normal pressure foot, one side you can have a 3 layers of fabric, another side is single layer. So this is flat. The bottom of the pressure foot is flat. What you can do is you can use a compensating pressure foot. So it has a spring and it has a step. So where the 3 layer comes, you can put under the spring like that. So this is flat. It is okay for plain or 2 layer. If I put here, one side is more thicker than the other side. So here you can see 1, 2, 3 layers, and this side is one single layer, so that there will be a gap at one side and it will slip sometimes and you won't get a proper edge stitch. But if you use this one, you can see the step over there and it has a spring also there. You can place it like that, so both left and right side you have a great control and you can able to stitch on the edge exactly from top to bottom. Since the placket comes on the front edge zone in the garment, the stitch is important. So you have a left and right pressure foot. I install right side compensating pressure foot and I am able to stitch easily, and I can able to maintain the distance evenly from top to bottom. Then take the buttonhole placket and do stitch on the edge. And match the placket edge there and center of buttonhole and button, match it together. Then if you open, the button placket will be 0.5 centimeters smaller than the buttonhole placket. So this completes your normal shirt placket. In this video, we are going to see how to make floating placket. It's otherwise called French placket. First, mark the center front line. Next, decide your placket width. Here I am making 3 centimeter. Mark 1.5 centimeter on both the sides. Draw the placket edge. Mark another placket edge over there. In this design, the stitching will come 0.5 centimeter inside the placket edge. Your French placket look like this. This French placket can be done in different methods. First, check whether your fabric has right and wrong side. If the fabric does not have right and wrong side, you can use different method. If the fabric has right and wrong side, you can do it in different ways. Let's start with some easier way. Assuming your fabric does not have right and wrong side, that means both are looking same, then what you can do is you can fold the placket edge, fold on top on the placket edge. If you see that the wrong side comes on the top, and mark 3 centimeter, then mark another 3 centimeter. Similar to the normal placket, but instead of folding inside, we are going to fold on top, and instead of stitching at the edge, we are going to stitch 0.5 centimeter inside on both the side. First fold on the fold line, then fold again 1.5 centimeter here, and point another here. The main disadvantage of this kind of placket is the placket come, that is the right side. Here if you see that it is comes wrong side. So if you fold like that, the wrong side of the fabric comes on the top. If there is no difference between right and wrong side, you can use this method because it's little easier to construct. It's similar to the placket, normal placket. Instead of stitching at the edge, we are doing on the top. Here interlining, you have to keep it after the placket edge. So make sure that top layer you are giving interlining. Mark notches on the fold line and on the center front line. One notch here, and one is on the first fold line and one is on the second fold line. This is the floating placket method 1. If the fabric does not have a right and wrong side, you can use this method. But if the fabric has a right and wrong side, I'll show you another method. Draw the center front line, which is same as button and buttonhole line. marking seam 3 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter on both the sides. And mark 0.5 centimeter inside for the stitching line. From here, that is total is 3 centimeter. Mark 3 centimeter. Only once. In the previous one, we marked 2 times 3 and 3 centimeter. And cut. And fold the pattern. If you fold, there will be edges over there. What you have to do is cover the edges, fold the inner line also, inner placket edge also. And first you have to make a stitch here. Then if you turn out, the raw edges are covered. You can see a small fold over there. I'll show you from the beginning. First fold inside. The edge will go to the placket edge. Then fold the front inside and make a 0.5 centimeter stitch here. And it covers the raw edges. Do the stitch from top to bottom and open it. Since you stitched already, the fabric will fold like that. Then if you see that all the places are right side, the placket top also comes on the right side. This is used if you have a plain fabric and you want the floating placket. But if you are a stripe or checks, the design will be break. So you can see that in this dress, the width, some broken effect over there. The other side you have to make it as a mirror image, so that balancing is little difficult if it is a checks and stripe fabric in this method. But if it is a plain fabric, you can very well use this method. Again, you have to give it the interlining of the top part, bottom side of this top portion, add the interlining to strengthen the placket and support the buttonhole. This is second method of making the floating placket. Mark right and wrong side. assuming if it is a check fabric, still you can use this, but the balancing is required while cutting the button and buttonhole placket. The center front you need to shift little bit on the buttonhole. For check, I'll show you another method that is the easier method and widely used in the industry. This is, I'm going to show you how to make the floating placket on check fabric. Mark the center front. I am deciding placket width as 3 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter on both the sides, then 1.5 centimeter on both the sides, and 0.5 centimeter stitches on inside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as a separate placket. So that is the design of the placket. So measure the distance is 3 centimeter. Mark 1.5 centimeter, that is above the placket width on both the side. So this will give you a separate placket. This 1.5 centimeter I'm giving because to make the uniform thickness of the fabric. If I fold, both the line will match at the center front so that there won't be any overlap. If you give less or more, the surface won't be even. If you give more than 1.5, it will overlap one over another and it will create some bulkiness in the center. If you give less, the center will be hollow, and you have to add the interlining in the middle of the placket. Fold the seam allowance on both the sides, so you can see that it matches on the center and it will make a even placket. Thickness will be even. So that will give you a separate placket. Then take another paper and mark the center front. Take this placket, match center front to center front. And mark the inner stitch line and 2 mm extra for the fold line. So from there to inner stitch line will be 1 centimeter and add 2 mm. So center front to that edge is 1.2 centimeter. There is a purpose. Then add the seam allowance. Here I am adding half an inch seam allowance. Then cut the pattern. fold this on the right side, then you match the center front to center front. So when you are doing a top stitch here, you can see there are 2 mm extra, so that stitches won't run off. So in this there is no broken effect, the balancing will be perfect. This is a separate placket method. Many industries are using this method, so no need to worry about matching at all. Even you can use folder to attach this placket. So you can insert in the top and this will go on the bottom. Automatically it will fold and you keep the 2 needle machine over there. So at one stitch you can fix the entire placket. This is the another method of making a floating placket. Next we'll cut all these patterns on the fabric, then we'll go for stitching. This is the muslin fabric. It does not have a right and wrong side. Follow the grind line. It should be parallel to selvage. And I have marked some notches, one at center front, placket edges on top and bottom. I am marking only the corner. Since it's a rectangle, then you can use the scale to connect the lines. Next, cut the second construction method. Trace all the corners, also mark the notches and cut. Next, take the separate floating placket patterns and cut it on the fabric. Transfer all the notches to the fabric. We need to give the interlining on the placket to stabilize the placket, and it also give more strength for button and buttonhole. I'm going to fold and fold like that, so that I'm folding first like this, and press it. Then I'm going to fold again, so I'm going to construct like this. The interlining, you have to place it on the top part of the placket, but it will go on the downside. So take it out, the back side of the placket, you place the interlining. And cut it. So after finishing, the placket will look neat and clean. This is the second method. I'm going to construct like this and make a top stitch and turn it like that. So interlining you have to give it on that portion. Match the notches. Cut the excess interlining. Make sure you are making the notches. And place the interlining based on the notches on the back side of the fabric and diffuse it. Then fold the placket edge and do a press. Then fold another placket edge. Then press it. After going to the going to the sewing machine and make a stitch on both the sides. Next we will move on to the third one. It has a two pattern. One is for separate placket and one is for front. So it will be attached like that. So interlining will come on the middle, on the wrong side of the fabric. So place the interlining at bottom of the fabric, keep it in the middle, trim extra interlining, and fusing it. Fold the seam allowances and press it. Next, take the front part and fold the seam allowance on the top. You have to fold it on the right side and press it. Now placket preparations are over. We'll move on to the sewing machine for stitching. Now I'm going to stitch the first method. Fold once and fold again and make a quarter stitch on both the sides. So I'm changing the presser foot to normal. And make a quarter stitch, that is 5 mm stitch on both the sides. First do it on the edge. Then do it on other side. So you can get a floating placket. This is the first method. If your fabric does not have right and wrong side, you can use this method. And make sure that placket width is 3 cm or whatever the placket width you want. This is the second method. The fabric has right and wrong side, and if it is a plain fabric, you can do that. Fold and fold and do a 5 mm stitch. First stitch on the edge, then open the placket, then open the placket, then make another 0.5 centimeter stitch. So this is complete the French or floating placket. In this, the top of the placket will be a right side. It is better method for plain seam. Now I am going to show you how to make separate placket. This is most commonly used. Match the center front to center front, and you can see some 3 mm gap at the bottom. I am going to stitch 5 mm on the top, so that you will have a 2 mm stitch on the bottom. Match center front to center front and make a stitch. And fold the other edge and make 5 mm stitch. Since I have pressed already, it is very easy to stitch. I also added interlining. So this method is suitable for check fabric, and you can see that the bottom also stitches is neat. Then you can see the construction details of 3. All 3 look same if you see from top, but all the changes on the bottom only. Bottom is plain, and bottom you have a fold line over there, and you have a cut and sew here. So that is the difference of these 3 floating plackets. So according to your fabric design and your convenient, you can select either one of them, but on top side all 3 looks same. Now I am going to show you how to construct conceal placket. In this placket, the button will be hidden inside. In this also you can do with some variation. We'll start with the basic. First draw the center front line. So I am going to make placket width of 3 centimeter. Mark 1.5 centimeter on both the side. Next, fold the edge. This top placket is 3 centimeter. The inner placket should be 0.5 centimeter less than the top placket. So what I have to do is mark that inside. Mark the inner placket as 2.5 centimeter. So first mark 3 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter for inner placket. Again another 2.5 centimeter 2 times, then seam allowances. I am giving 1.5 centimeter. So first I have given 3 centimeter for bigger placket, then 2 times 2.5 centimeter for smaller seam allowance, smaller placket, then 1.5 centimeter seam allowance. Draw all the lines. That is the bigger placket, 3 centimeter. Again that is 3 centimeter, then 2.5 centimeter, that is 2.5 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter less than the placket width, then the seam allowance. Then make a fold here, then fold again, and you can see that all 3 lines are matching here, and make a stitch there, then turn the smaller placket like this. This is the top one, and if you open, you can see one more placket down, which is 0.5 centimeter down. So buttonhole will be made there, so that button won't visible outside. So I'll explain again. That is the center front. Mark 1.5, 1.5 both the side for 3 placket. Then mark another 3 centimeter, then 2.5, again 2.5 centimeter, then seam allowances. First you have to fold like that, then fold again and make a stitch, then turn the smaller placket outside. So that will give you concealed placket. So you can see the right side comes on there. You can give the interlining over that point. Next we'll do some design variation. Instead of down, we can make the placket on the top, or you can make it as a separate concealed placket. So this is the first variation. So if your fabric has a right and wrong side, you can use this method. The next, I'll show you another variation. Draw the center front. and mark the placket width 1.5 centimeter on both the side for 3 centimeter placket. Here what I am going to do, inner one I am going to make a 2.5 centimeter, then outer I am making 3 centimeter. So mark 2.5 from the edge, that is 1 centimeter from the placket edge. If you make inner and outer the same width, the inner placket is sometimes comes out of outer one and it won't look good. So it's a good that you are reducing the inner one so that it won't visible outside. Then fold on top, then mark another 2.5, then 3 centimeter placket. This is total 2.5. Mark another 2.5 centimeter, then 3 centimeter, again 3 centimeter, then seam allowance. First 2.5 centimeter, then 3, then again 3, then seam allowances. Draw the lines. Cut the pattern, then fold there, again fold on the center front placket and do a stitch over there. Then if you turn like this, you will get a concealed placket. So upper placket you can see a bigger one. So you can see there is a joint over there, but still it is a conceal. This one you may not have seen any joint on the top. That's the first variation. Top it look normal, there will be only one stitch, but in the second one there is a joint over there, but both will look style wise same. But in this method the wrong side comes on the top. So you can notice that wrong side comes on the top. If your fabric does not have right and wrong side, you can use this method. So next I'll show you how to make separate concealed packet. It's another variation. Decide your placket width. Mark center front. placket width is 3 centimeter, so I'm marking 1.5 centimeter on both the side. So now I'm going to make separate placket. Then add the seam allowances. Then fold. Then unfold, cut on the seam allowance. So that gives you separate placket. So I'm going to insert this as a insert into the normal placket. Then mark the center front. The inner placket I am making 2.5 centimeter. So inside 1.5 centimeter, outside 1 centimeter. Fold on the placket edge. Then again mark 2.5 centimeter, then seam allowances. Fold on the top. First attach this together. Then turn it. And make a top stitch. Sometimes instead of full width they will make off or something. So advantage in the separate placket is you can give it in contrast color, or you may make it in the bias or you can do it in a two different fabrics in the between. So these are the advantage. You can include lot of design elements in this separate placket. Now let's cut this pattern and give the interlining to this. Then further we'll move on to the sewing machine. So while cutting, make sure you are following the grain line and making all the notch marks and cut. Next, take the second variation and mark all the notches and cut. cut the third variation also. You can use the scale to draw the straight lines. Then cut both separate placket and front pattern. Next, we will put some interlining. So this portion is coming on the top, so interlining will required only to the top portion. So find the place where the top portion comes and put the interlining to the bottom. So keep the same place on the back side of the front. Trim the excess interlining. Then press it.
Then follow the notches and press it. Again fold on the placket edge and press it. And we need to make one top stitch over there to make a concealed placket. This is the first variation. Now I'll show you the second one. And find the top of the placket. So this is the top part. The interlining has to go inside of that part. So open and find the corresponding position in the fabric and put the interlining at the back side of the fabric. Fold the placket edge. Follow the notch and fold again. And press it. So need to stitch over there. So that completes the second one pressing. Next third one. So make a normal placket like that, insert, then make one top stitch. So interlining will come on that portion. Open and match with the fabric. So the back side of that portion. Add interlining, trim the excess interlining and place it in position and press it. So already we ironed this. So first fold like that, then fold one more time and follow the notches and make one stitch from top to bottom. So I have to stitch in the middle. What you can do is take a paper like that. So if you fold, you will get exact straight line and place it from top notch to bottom notch. So you will get a guideline to stitch. Then turn that to make the buttonhole. Iron this will give the concealed placket. So you can see only one stitch on the top on this method. This is the second variation. We fold once and fold again. And follow the notches. And make a stitch. If required, you can use the paper as a guideline. Just only one stitch is enough to make the entire placket. Then fold on the top. So in this, even the stitches won't visible outside, but the wrong side of the fabric will come on the top. Then press it. So that completes the second variation. Then this is a separate concealed one. As I already told, the advantages is you can use contrast fabric, bias design, and you can do a lot of design variations in the separate one. Fold like this. And fold again. Stitching all the three layers together. First I am attaching the separate placket to the front. Then put the edges inside. And make a stitch. Now the placket is ready. So you can press it if required. So this is a separate one and it is again concealed. So that's complete your concealed placket construction.